Well, I just want to say that, well, if we can't, we've been doing perfectly. We've been doing quality films for 5 years now, almost 5.5, and I don't see why we got to switch to the Hollywood style now.
It's bloody well right. Everything's wrong with Hollywood because they're doing what you're trying to do. The artist ain't got a chance there. Now, Ellie was different. He started with practically nothing and built this up. And we love it here. This is what makes our town distinguished and makes it original and unique. You would change all that.
I'm not trying to tear down your little playhouse here. I'm trying to get you out of debt.
Why are you referring it to our little playhouse and everything like it was nothing at all?
We might be a little bit in debt right now because we just got through doing some great big productions.
That's right, and I was working on a war film. I was just about to start a World War II film. You ain't gonna sabotage that.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Some of these expensive films like that are going to have to wait. They're going to have to be shelved temporarily until we make back some of the expense money on these other things.
But we were ready to start filming that pretty soon.
Well, I'm sorry. It's just going to have to work my way. Now, I didn't invent these things. These are normal, reasonable rules. Now, Al Strange might have pulled money out of his own pocket to give you toys to play with here and satisfy your little artistic streaks, but we're going to...
Well, it just happens that our little artistic streaks are the things that made this station. No one's going to be watching it anymore.
I can see that you have no sense of humor and no sense of creativity at all. You're going to stifle us and stifle this whole town. We'll walk out.
Go ahead, then, if that's the way you feel about it. You won't be getting any salaries. Some of you are getting a pretty good salary that you don't want to give up. Especially you with that great big house up on King's Crest and all these things you have to support. I would suggest that you bide your time about walking out in a snort.
Well, it's true, I do owe a lot of money. But I ain't going to kneel to you and your ideas.
So that's not going to give you any money either if we walk out.
I'll sell out my shares of the station.
I was just coming to you in a minute. You've been working in the publicity department, and I brought my own publicity people down. I thought I'd offer you a spot in the newsroom. You can be on the weather if you want, or you do some of the typing, and maybe deliver some of the local news there, the women's news.
Women's news? I know all kinds of news, not just that kind. Don't tell me back to the typing pool.
She practically built this whole town and this station.
I know, and she's been in that publicity department. She has been there since, I think, 1975.
And I got him started. I'm the one that found Squint and made him a star, and look what he's done for the town. Now, you can't just come in here and upset everything we've done for 5 years.
It's true.
What have you been doing all that time?
I knew you would all get blown out of shape when I was trying to get these new rules, but I'm going to go on, and you hear me out now, and I'll hear your objections after that. Now, you, Reuben Hopper, I want to instigate a new program. Now, you're going to be continuing with your photographing. I like your photography work, and you and Squint will be working as a team as before, but I'm very fond of stock car racing, and I understand over in Ginger Gap they have stock car races every week, and I want that to be a weekly feature, and I'd like you to go over there and photograph that.
He can't do that. He's busy with me on stuff. He hardly has time to breathe as it
He
is.
doesn't like cars.
I hate that.
You should make Brett go out and do all that. He loves cars.
I can't stand that noise. And I'm busy. My equipment might get broken. That's out of my line. I don't have anything to do with stock cars. We're divers and sailors.
We didn't like that noise at the stock car races unless we're watching and betting money. We didn't care nothing about photographing that. What makes you think that would make a good weekly feature?
Because I've talked to a lot of the racing enthusiasts, and I think it would add just the right touch. We'll put it on right after the news. In fact, Eddie and Jose can introduce it.
And you tried to tell me before we were talking together. And you tried to tell me that I wasn't going to get to do the news anymore. I was only going to do the comedy part. I was only going to get to do the ones that were humorous.
You're not going to do any comedy news at all. You're going to do
But you
straight
said
news.
I was only going to do the news that would be, like, of interest in children.
Yes,
you're gonna
children's news. You're going to...
You were going to give the news
The
to this
school,
other
yes, the
to this guy
PTA
who
and the
had
school
a
news.
monotonous voice.
I have a newscaster that's going to do the portion that I want him to have, and you will do a lot of the school news about the school lunches and the school activities and such as that.
Oh, behisted.
He didn't want to do that. Who cares about that?
Besides, no
it's
one has a more...
important.
If you need a monotonous tone for the news, no one's more monotonous than Jose. Yeah, that's right. I have a monotonous voice when I'm talking.
I expected a big uproar, and I know it hasn't come to an end yet. But these are the outlines of my policies, and I'm open to changes as we go along, but we must have some kind of procedure to follow. You must have expected that things would be different.
Ew. Did you see that? He burped.
2 times.
They're very cross.
Please don't whisper.
You burped.
I'd like to continue to have your attention here. Cyril Yates, you will continue with Eddie in the accounting department, and you will be called from time to time to participate in certain films, as will the rest of you.
What about his bird watching show?
But if you're going to eliminate the films that I can make, it will take so long they won't have very much extra money coming in between.
That's right, and I need it because you don't understand. I just got a divorce, and I have 2 children to support, and I just moved into a new apartment, and I was counting on us doing a lot more production. I was counting on Squint's films as my livelihood. You're interfering with our livelihoods.
Well, I can't help about your personal problems. Now, you've been offered a spot in the typing pool.
Oh, damn your typing pool!
You should drown in your typing pool.
Later on, struggling with the new policy.
Aye, Reuben, this travelogue is going to be a mess. Look what they've got me saying there. They changed all the narrations around.
Yeah, and it's just what you didn't want to talk about, Roman Catholic shrines and everything.
I didn't even want to talk about Marxico. I'm so tired of that place, and it ain't far enough away. I saw enough of that when I was down in El Paso, all that time with my sister. Well, let me rehearse this thing here. Okay, put it on the master, let's say. Now it matches up.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait. Roll it back.
Oh, okay, are you ready now?
I guess. Okay, here it goes. A wall, formed by dozens of serpents, surrounds 3 sides of a pyramid. The last of 6 superimposed structures begun by these names. Listen to this one. Chichimark settlers between 830, 1064 and 1116, and last renovated by Aztec builders in 1507. The best example of Aztec-style architecture. I didn't like to talk about architecture. Here, the temple is the basis for models of the great temple of... here, listen to this word. Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan. I don't know. How do you say that? Look at that word.
I never saw that before. Let me see. Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan?
I guess so. I'm going to have to look it up. And then I gotta get that thing there about the causeways. This is just what I didn't like to talk about. Aye, it's right back to Twist Travelogues again. Oh, well, Strange, I'd give anything to have you back.